Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into a topic today that I think is absolutely fascinating. It's a question that has probably crossed all of our minds at some point. Just what are the strongest creatures in the ocean?
Well, it's a question that goes deeper than you might think at first. It's not just about size and sharp teeth. The ocean is this incredible dynamic environment, right?
Right, so many different challenges and ways of surviving.
Exactly. And the creatures that thrive there have developed these unbelievable adaptations to survive. For this deep dive, you've given me some incredible research on the top contenders.
Absolutely. We've got studies from marine biologists, stories from divers, the whole shebang.
So I guess the big question is, where do we start?
I think it makes sense to start with the creatures that just scream strength, the heavyweights, the ones that are just massive and powerful.
Good point. And when you think about raw power, there are a few that immediately come to mind, like the walrus, for example. They've got these huge tusks.
How big are we talking?
I mean, they can be over a meter long.
Over a meter. That's like longer than my arm. Imagine the force behind those things.
It's incredible. And those tusks, they aren't just for show. They use them for fighting, digging for food, even hauling themselves out of the water.
And let's not forget about their size. They can weigh over 2 tons.
Yeah, 2 tons, which is like having two small cars sitting on top of you.
Okay, I definitely wouldn't want to get in a fight with one of those, especially since they share territory with polar bears. And I read that even polar bears think twice about messing with a walrus.
Yeah, polar bears are pretty smart. They know better than to mess with a walrus with those tusks.
That's for sure. But, raw strength isn't the only path to being strong in the ocean, is it? Some creatures are more about speed and agility.
Oh, absolutely. You're
Right.
talking about those swift and deadly hunters,
Yeah.
like the leopard seal, for instance.
Leopard seals. Wait, those kind of cuddly looking ones?
Yeah, those are the ones. But don't let their looks fool you. These guys are fierce predators, and they've got a bit of a reputation for being aggressive.
Okay, so how big are we talking?
They can be up to 3.5 meters long and weigh over 500 kilos.
Wow, that's like the size of a grand piano. But way more agile, I imagine.
Definitely more agile. And with teeth that are razor sharp, designed for tearing into prey.
So what are they hunting, mainly?
Penguins are their main target, but
Yeah.
they'll also go after fish, squid, even other seals if they get the chance. They're opportunistic hunters.
It's amazing how creatures that look so harmless can be such powerful predators. It really shows you that strength isn't always what you expect, right?
Absolutely. The ocean is full of surprises like that.
Speaking of surprises, I bet our listeners can guess who's coming up next. They're known for being grumpy and having a powerful bite.
Are you talking about the saltwater crocodile?
The one and only the salty. We did a whole deep dive on land animals a while back, but I think these guys are even more impressive in the water.
True. The saltwater crocodile is the largest living reptile, and when it comes to bite force, there's no beating them.
Their bite force is legendary. Like they can crush bone without even breaking a sweat.
It's incredible. But here's the thing. There's a bit of a twist when we think about their strength in the ocean compared to on land.
Okay, what's the catch?
Well, when they're in deep water, they're not quite as agile, and they need to come up for air more often.
So being a land dweller has its drawbacks in the ocean.
Exactly. It's all about context. Being strong in one environment doesn't automatically make you the strongest everywhere else.
Makes you think, doesn't it? It's all about adapting to your surroundings and knowing how to use your strengths. And speaking of strengths, another creature that comes to mind is the swordfish, with its incredible speed and precision.
Yeah, the swordfish. Their upper jaw looks like a sword, and they can reach some crazy speeds over 100 kilometers per hour.
100 kilometers an hour underwater. That's insane. And their sword, is it just for looks, or do they actually use it to hunt?
Oh, they definitely use it. They slash through schools of fish, stunning or injuring them before going in for the kill.
That's crazy, like a built-in spear, basically. But I've also heard stories about swordfish going after much bigger prey, even whales. Is that true?
Well, there have been documented cases of swordfish attacking whales,
Mhm.
but why they do it is still up for debate. Some scientists think it might be territorial, or maybe they mistake the whale for something else.
So they're a bit of a mystery then. Super fast, armed with a sword, and taking on creatures way bigger than them. That's impressive.
It goes to show, again, that size isn't everything in the ocean. Speed, agility, a well-placed strike, those can be just as effective.
I'm starting to feel intimidated by all these powerful creatures we've talked about, and we're only just getting started.
We've got so much more to explore, each creature with its own crazy adaptations and strategies for survival.
Okay, I'm ready for more. What other surprises are waiting for us as we try to find the strongest creature in the ocean?
Well, let's move on to a creature that hides in the deep, a bit
Ooh.
mysterious, and with some pretty impressive weaponry. I'm talking about the colossal squid.
Wait, a squid? Are you kidding? I thought those were like the tiny things you find in calamari.
Haha. Well, most squid are pretty small, yeah. But the colossal squid, as the name suggests, is anything but tiny. It's actually the biggest invertebrate on Earth. Some estimates say they can be up to 18 meters long.
18 meters, that's longer than a bus. And you said they have weapons. What are we talking about here?
Well, for starters, they've got two incredibly powerful beaks, sharp enough to tear through anything. And then there are their tentacles, which are lined with these sharp, rotating hooks.
Rotating hooks, that sounds like something out of a horror movie.
It's pretty intense. And as if that wasn't enough, they can also camouflage themselves. They change the color of their skin to blend in with their surroundings.
So we've got a massive camouflaged squid with rotating hooks hiding in the deep ocean. That is a little scary.
Yeah, it's a creature that's captured people's imaginations for a long time. And though we've only seen them a few times, what we've seen suggests they're a force to be reckoned with.
Okay, but even a creature as crazy as the colossal squid has to answer to something higher up the food chain, right?
You're right, and that brings us to a creature that everyone knows. The king of the ocean, the great white shark.
Oh, I knew we couldn't have this conversation without talking about great whites. They're basically the symbol of the ocean's power.
And for good reason. They're at the top of the food chain, perfect for hunting large prey. They can grow up to 6 meters long and weigh over 2 tons.
Those are some serious numbers. And then there are those teeth, rows and rows of them, razor sharp and serrated.
And their hunting strategy is no joke either. They do this thing called bite and wait. They take a big bite out of their prey and then back off, letting the prey get weak from blood loss before moving in for the kill.
That's pretty brutal, but effective. So are we saying the great white shark is the undisputed king of the ocean then?
Not quite. There's another contender, one that might surprise you. It's known for its intelligence, its social skills, and its amazing hunting abilities. I'm talking about the orca, also called the killer whale.
Wait a minute, orcas. I always thought of them as playful, friendly creatures.
Oh, they are intelligent and social, that's true. But they're also incredible hunters. They can get up to 9.5 meters long and weigh up to 9 tons.
9 tons! That's more than 3 times the size of a great white.
And unlike great whites, which are solitary hunters, orcas live in pods and they hunt together. That teamwork allows them to take down some seriously large prey.
Like what? What could be bigger than a great white?
Oh, whales, seals, and even great white sharks themselves.
Hold on. Orcas hunt great white sharks. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's true. And the way they do it is pretty fascinating. Great white sharks have this weird vulnerability. If you flip them over on their backs, they go into this trance-like state called tonic immobility.
So they basically just play dead. That doesn't seem very helpful for a predator.
It's a strange response, and we don't completely understand it yet. But orcas have figured out how to use it to their advantage. They'll team up, flip the shark over, and then just wait.
So they just flip them over and wait. That's all it takes.
That's it. The shark can't breathe properly and ends up suffocating. It's pretty clever, if a bit morbid.
Wow, that's both amazing and scary. It shows you how smart orcas are. So does that make orcas the true rulers of the ocean then?
Well, hold on a second. While orcas are undoubtedly incredible predators, there are two creatures that might just have the edge in a one-on-one battle, purely because of their size and some of their adaptations.
Okay, you've got me on the edge of my seat here. Who are we talking about?
Well, at number 2, we have a creature that's even bigger than the orca. I'm talking about the sperm whale.
Sperm whale. Isn't that the one with the giant square head? What makes them so powerful?
Sperm whales are the largest toothed predators on Earth. They can be up to 20 meters long and weigh up to 70 tons.
70 tons? That's unbelievable. What do they even eat to get that big?
Their main food source is squid, including the colossal squid we talked about earlier.
So they're down in the deep ocean battling giant squids. That's crazy.
It's a world we're only just beginning to understand. But one thing's for sure, sperm whales are perfectly adapted for life in the deepest parts of the ocean.
But you said they might have an edge over orcas. How so?
Well, sperm whales are champion divers. They can dive down to over 3,000 meters and stay underwater for more than an hour. Orcas, on the other hand, can only stay down for about 20 minutes.
So it's a battle of endurance. The sperm whale could just outlast the orca, dive deeper than the orca can follow.
Exactly. And that brings us to our final contender, the creature that takes the top spot for sheer size. I'm talking about the blue whale.
Ah, the blue whale, of course. They're the largest animals to have ever existed, right?
Got it. Blue whales can reach 33 meters long and weigh an incredible 177 tons.
177 tons. That's like trying to imagine a building that's alive and swimming around.
It's truly mind-boggling. And just their size alone makes them a force to be reckoned with.
I can't even imagine the force of a blue whale's tail.
It would be like getting hit by a train. But here's the thing. Blue whales aren't aggressive predators. They mostly eat krill, tiny little crustaceans.
So they're basically gentle giants.
That's a good way to put it.
Mm.
And even though they're so big, they're surprisingly graceful in the water.
It's amazing to think about these enormous creatures swimming through the ocean, filtering those tiny krill. It's like a whole other world down there.
It really is. And it makes you think, if these gentle giants are at the top of the food chain, what does that say about power in the ocean?
That's a good question. We've seen how strength can come in so many forms, but it seems like survival is the real measure of success. And sometimes the best way to survive is to avoid conflict altogether.
It's a profound thought. Maybe true power lies in finding a balance, coexisting with other creatures, using the resources of your environment in a way that's sustainable.
It makes you realize that the ocean is incredibly interconnected, and every creature plays a role in keeping that balance. So where does that leave us in our quest to find the ocean's strongest creature?
Well, we've got these titans of the deep, the sperm whale and the blue whale, but they're not known for their aggression. Then we've got the walrus with its tusks, the leopard seal with its speed, the saltwater crocodile with its bite force, the swordfish with its spear, the colossal squid with its hooks, the great white shark with its jaws, and the orca with its intelligence and social skills.
That's quite a lineup. It's mind-blowing to see how many adaptations and strategies have evolved in the ocean.
Exactly. It's amazing. But remember, our list is based on one-on-one combat potential.
Right. And like you said earlier, the ocean is so complex that strength isn't always the deciding factor. There's so much more to consider, like intelligence, social behavior, hunting strategies, and how well they're adapted to their environment.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about some of those ocean heavyweights, the ones that rely on brute force or speed or just their sheer size to dominate. But what about the creatures that take a more subtle approach to power?
Ah, that's where things get really interesting. You see, in the ocean, strength isn't always about being the biggest or the fastest. Sometimes it's about wielding a power that's unseen, unexpected, utterly devastating.
You're talking about venom, aren't you? It's like a secret weapon, a hidden ace up their sleeve.
Exactly, and there's no better example of this than the creature we're about to discuss, the Australian box jellyfish.
Yeah, I gotta admit, when I first saw the box jellyfish on our list, I was a little skeptical. We're talking about something that's practically transparent, the size of a thumbnail. How could something so small be considered one of the ocean's strongest?
That's the beauty of it, isn't it? The box jellyfish is a master of disguise, blending seamlessly into its surroundings, making it nearly impossible to detect. And within that unassuming package lies a weapon of unimaginable power, its venom.
Okay, you've got my attention. Just how potent are we talking here?
Well, it's considered the most venomous substance on Earth, far more potent than a cobra or a rattlesnake. We're talking about a complex cocktail of toxins that attack the heart, nervous system, and skin, causing excruciating pain paralysis and, in many cases, death within minutes.
Minutes? That's terrifying.
It's a chilling reminder that even the smallest creatures can pack a deadly punch. And here's the thing. The box jellyfish doesn't just sting and wait. It actively hunts, using its 24 eyes to detect movement and its venom to deliver a swift and decisive kill.
Hold on, 24 eyes. I can barely keep track of what's going on with my two, so they're not just drifting around aimlessly. They're actually hunters.
Absolutely, they're highly efficient predators, using their venom to paralyze prey, mainly small fish and crustaceans.
It's like a silent assassin lurking in the shadows waiting to strike.
It's a chilling thought, isn't it? But it also highlights the incredible diversity of adaptations and survival strategies in the ocean. It's a constant arms race out there.
Absolutely. Every creature evolving new and ingenious ways to outmaneuver, outwit, and outlast its rivals. And sometimes the most effective weapon isn't brute strength or speed, but a hidden power that can take down an opponent in an instant.
You got it, and it raises a fascinating question. If the box jellyfish is so deadly, what keeps its population in check? Surely something must prey on these creatures, right?
You're telling me there's something out there that eats these venomous nightmares? I wouldn't want to go anywhere near that jellyfish, let alone try to eat it.
Well, you might be surprised to learn that the box jellyfish's only known predator is the sea turtle.
Wait, sea turtles, those gentle herbivores? Are you serious? They're immune to the venom.
They are. It seems their thick skin and internal anatomy provide a natural defense against the box jellyfish's potent toxins.
So the sea turtle, this symbol of peace and tranquility, is the only one that can stand up to the ocean's most venomous assassin. That's incredible.
It's a beautiful example of the interconnectedness of the ecosystem and brings us back to our initial question. What does it truly mean to be strong in the animal kingdom?
Right, because in this case, the sea turtle's strength is its resilience, its ability to withstand a threat that would be fatal to almost anything else.
Exactly, and it highlights the fact that there are so many different paths to power and survival in the ocean. Sometimes it's about brute force, sometimes it's about speed or agility, and sometimes it's about possessing a unique adaptation that allows you to thrive in a seemingly hostile environment.
It's a constant dance between predator and prey offense and defense, adapting to your environment and shaping it to your advantage.
And that brings us to another creature that embodies this dance of power and survival, the sperm whale.
Okay, now we're talking. We left off with the sperm whale and the blue whale as our top contenders for the title of ocean's strongest. So remind me, what makes the sperm whale such a formidable force?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, sperm whales are the largest toothed predators on the planet, reaching lengths of up to 20 meters and weighing in at a staggering 70 tons.
70 tons! I can't even fathom the power behind that kind of mass. What are their teeth like?
Their teeth are equally impressive. Each tooth can be up to 20 centimeters long and weigh over a kilogram.
Wow, this is some serious chompers. I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of one of those, but I thought sperm whales mostly ate squid. Are they really that aggressive?
While they're not known for being particularly aggressive towards other large creatures, they do have one major advantage over orcas, their diving abilities.
Right, so they could just outdive the orca and escape.
Precisely, sperm whales can dive to depths of over 3,000 meters and stay submerged for over an hour. Orcas, on the other hand, typically only dive for about 20 minutes.
That's a battle of endurance.
In a way, yes, and the sperm whale's ability to hold its breath for so long could give it the edge in a prolonged underwater confrontation.
This is getting intense, but you said there's one more creature that might be even more powerful than the sperm whale.
That's right, and this one might be the most surprising of all.
Okay, I'm dying to know, who is it?
At number 1, the undisputed champion of the ocean in terms of sheer size, we have the blue whale.
The blue whale. I can't believe I didn't see that coming. They're the largest animals on the planet, right?
That's right, blue whales are the largest animals that have ever lived on Earth, even bigger than the dinosaurs.
Hmm.
They can grow up to 33 meters long and weigh up to 177 tons.
177 tons. That's just mind-blowing.
And their size alone would make them a formidable opponent. Just imagine the force of a blue whale's tail.
It would be like getting hit by a bus.
Exactly. But here's the interesting thing. Blue whales aren't aggressive predators. They primarily feed on krill, which are tiny crustaceans.
So they're gentle giants.
That's a good way to put it. And despite their immense size, they're surprisingly agile and graceful in the water.
It's incredible to think about the power and majesty of these creatures gliding through the ocean depths, filtering tiny organisms from the water. It's like a completely different world down there, operating on a scale we can barely comprehend.
It is truly awe-inspiring, and it makes you wonder if these gentle giants are at the top of the food chain. What does that say about the nature of power in the ocean?
That's a great question. I mean, we've seen how strength can take so many forms. But ultimately, it seems like survival is the ultimate measure of success. And sometimes survival is about avoiding conflict altogether, finding a niche where you can thrive without having to constantly fight for your place.
It's a profound thought. Perhaps the true power lies in finding a balance, in coexisting with the other creatures around you, and in harnessing the resources of your environment in a way that sustains both you and the ecosystem as a whole.
It's a reminder that the ocean is a delicate web of interconnectedness, and each creature plays a vital role in maintaining that balance.
Speaking of balance, it's fascinating to consider how the blue whale's massive size is actually a key part of its survival strategy.
Okay, I'm intrigued. How does being that big help them survive?
Well, for starters, their size makes them virtually immune to predation. What creature would dare attack something that massive?
It would be like trying to tackle a cruise ship.
Exactly. But their size also plays a crucial role in their feeding habits. Blue whales feed on krill tiny crustaceans that swarm in massive numbers. And to sustain their enormous bodies, they need to consume vast quantities of these krill.
So their size allows them to filter massive amounts of water, capturing huge swarms of krill in a single gulp.
Precisely. It's a remarkable adaptation that allows them to thrive in an environment where food is often dispersed and unpredictable.
It's like a giant living vacuum cleaner hoovering up krill by the ton.
A rather elegant vacuum cleaner, I might add. Blue whales are known for their graceful movements and their haunting whale songs, which can travel for miles through the ocean depths.
It's incredible to think about these massive creatures communicating with each other across vast distances, navigating the ocean currents, and playing a vital role in the marine ecosystem. It really challenges our perceptions of what it means to be powerful.
It certainly does. The blue whale story is a testament to the fact that power isn't always about aggression or dominance. Sometimes it's about finding your place in the grand tapestry of life and thriving within the boundaries of that niche.
It's a powerful message, and one that resonates far beyond the ocean depths. But as we marvel at the blue whale's peaceful existence, we can't forget about those creatures that rely on more aggressive tactics to survive.
Ah, yes. There's still one more creature on our list. A creature that has captured our imaginations and fueled our nightmares for centuries, the great white shark.
Now we're talking. I've been waiting for the great white to make its grand entrance. It's the ultimate predator, the apex of the food chain, the jaws of the real world.
Their reputation is well-deserved. Great white sharks are apex predators, perfectly adapted for hunting large prey like seals, sea lions, and even other sharks. They can grow up to 6 meters long and weigh over 2 tons, making them one of the largest predatory fish on Earth.
Those are some serious stats. And we all know about their teeth, rows of razor-sharp serrated teeth that can deliver a devastating bite.
And their hunting strategies are equally impressive. They often employ a bite-and-wait strategy, delivering a powerful bite and then backing off to allow their prey to weaken from blood loss before moving in for the kill.
It's a brutal but effective tactic, but haven't we already established that orcas can take down great white sharks? Does that diminish the great white's status as an apex predator?
That's a great question, and it highlights the complexity of predator-prey relationships in the ocean. While orcas have been observed preying on great white sharks, it's important to remember that these interactions are relatively rare.
So it's not like orcas are constantly hunting down great whites.
Not at all. Orcas have a diverse diet that includes a wide range of prey, and great white sharks are just one item on that menu.
So it's more about opportunity than a deliberate targeting of great whites.
Exactly. And it's important to remember that both orcas and great white sharks are apex predators, occupying different niches within the ocean ecosystem.
It's like two powerful empires, each ruling their own territory with occasional skirmishes along the borders.
A rather apt analogy. And while orcas might have the upper hand in a direct confrontation due to their intelligent social structure and unique hunting strategies, great white sharks remain formidable predators in their own right.
So it's not a simple case of one being stronger than the other. It's more about understanding their respective strengths, weaknesses, and the complex dynamics of their interactions within the ocean ecosystem.
Precisely. And it brings us back to the core of our deep dive. The concept of strength is multifaceted and contextual. What makes a creature powerful in one situation might not be as advantageous in another.
It's a reminder that there's always more to the story than meets the eye, and that the ocean is a place of constant wonder, with each creature playing a vital role in the delicate balance of life beneath the waves.
It's a world that continues to fascinate and inspire us, revealing new secrets with every discovery, challenging our assumptions about the nature of power, and reminding us that even the smallest creatures can wield incredible strength.
Well, on that note, I think it's time for us to resurface from our deep dive into the world of ocean strength.
But don't worry, our exploration isn't over. Yet, we still have one more creature to discuss, a creature that might just hold the key to understanding the true nature of power in the ocean.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Who is this mysterious creature?
It's a creature that's often overlooked, underestimated, and misunderstood, but its story is a powerful reminder that strength can take many forms, and that even the most unassuming creatures can wield an extraordinary power.
You've got me hooked. Tell me more about this unexpected contender for the title of Ocean's Strongest. All right, so we're back, and you've been teasing this last creature, this unexpected contender for the title of Ocean's Strongest. I'm ready to hear all about it.
Okay, well, for this last one, let's move away from the massive creatures, the giants of the deep, and look at something a little different.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
This creature represents a different kind of power. It's all about resilience, adaptability, and just never giving up. It's the mantis shrimp.
The mantis shrimp. Wait a minute, isn't that small, colorful creature you see hanging out in coral reefs?
That's the one.
I've seen them in aquariums. They're pretty cool looking but strongest. I don't know about that.
I get why you might think that, but trust me, The mantis shrimp is so much more than just a pretty face.
Okay, I'm listening. What makes them so special?
Well, for one thing, their strikes are some of the fastest and most powerful in the entire animal kingdom. We're talking speeds of over 80 kilometers an hour.
80 kilometers an hour. That's like a car on the highway.
Yeah, and the acceleration is incredible. It's like a .22 caliber bullet.
Hold on, you're comparing their punches to bullets? Come on.
I'm serious. The force of their strikes is so strong that it can create cavitation bubbles in the water.
Cavitation bubbles. Okay, now you're just using big words to confuse me. What are cavitation bubbles, and how do they work as a weapon?
Well, basically, when the mantis shrimp strikes, it moves its little club-like appendages so fast that it creates a vacuum in the water. And that vacuum makes a bubble, and when that bubble collapses, it releases a shock wave.
So it's like a tiny underwater explosion.
Exactly, and that shock wave can shatter shells, crack coral, it can even break aquarium glass.
Okay, I'm starting to see why you consider them strong now.
And that's not even all. Their eyes are also incredibly complex. They can see a wider range of colors and light than any other animal. They can even see polarized light, which helps them see prey and navigate in their coral reef homes.
Well, they can see more colors than we can, so the world looks totally different to them. That's wild. But how does that make them strong?
Well, their vision gives them a big advantage when they're hunting or defending themselves. They can see things other creatures can't and react super fast to any danger.
It's like they have built-in superpowers. So maybe strength isn't always about brute force. Maybe it's about having the right tools for the job, whether that's super speed punches or incredible eyesight.
That's a great way to put it. The mantis shrimp is a perfect example of how strength can come in so many forms. It's about adaptability, resilience, and using your unique skills to make it in your environment.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the ocean's strongest creatures, we've seen it all. From the massive blue whale to the tiny but deadly box jellyfish, and now the mantis shrimp with its super speed punches and amazing vision.
It's been quite the journey, hasn't it?
Right.
We've challenged our ideas about what it means to be powerful, and we've learned that strength can be found in the most surprising places.
We've explored the depths of the ocean, the vibrant coral reefs, and everything in between, and every creature has shown us something new about the diversity of life and how creative evolution can be.
Absolutely. And maybe the biggest lesson we can take away is that strength isn't just one thing. It's not always about size or speed or being aggressive. It's about finding your place in the world and using what makes you unique to survive and thrive.
It's about being resilient, adapting to change, and knowing your own strengths.
I love that. And as we resurface from our deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with one last thought.
Go for it.
We've seen how all these creatures, from the giant blue whale to the tiny mantis shrimp, use their strengths to succeed in their environments. What about us, humans? What are our strengths? How can we use them to make a positive difference in the world?
That's a great question, something to think about. Maybe the real challenge is figuring out how to use our own unique abilities to make the world a better place.
I think you're right.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the ocean's strongest creatures. It's been an incredible journey, and we hope you've enjoyed exploring the amazing world beneath the waves. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deeper into the mysteries of our world.